And we're up. Hi, I am Tycho. I am doing the VOD review for TRYX, who is playing. Oh, here it is. He is rank 1788. He's playing Zyra Ryan Winston. And this is a loss. Spoilers. So, let's pause right there. First of all, apologise. I've got a cold. And I'm Scottish. So, good luck hearing me properly. I will try my best not to sneeze. This is your first choice, this map. Is Zarya. I'm going to just highlight your name there to shame you. The major thing is that you have a Bastion. Bastion is big. He is big. And he is slow. How do I... He's slow. You know what Bastion needs? Is a big blue barrier to allow him to do work from his stationary and large hitboxy position. This comp is... It's pretty bad. It might not be bad for silver. I didn't mean that to sound patronizing, because, you know, the goal here isn't to beat me, right? It's to beat the enemy team. So maybe the enemy team can't deal with this. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. But you had a choice here. You had a choice to take Reinhardt, because you've got two fat healers, two fat main healers behind you. And when you've got two fat main healers like that, and you're in the right place as Reinhardt, you can do work. You don't need to just stand in front of Bastion and be a rectangle. You can... Once he gets that advantage, once he gets that peg, or forces them to take a tight position, you can capitalize on that as Reinhardt and just swing like crazy, and you'll get so much damage, so many kills, and your team will thank you for it. But here, you're going to give that Bastion 2 seconds of 200 HP.
Bastion, that's a little aggressive, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a little. Look at this. So this is the spawn door, I'm assuming. And there's going to be 6 dudes that come out of here, and they're going to kill him. Because what we got? Anna, who's trying to be safe. Mercy, who's trying to be even more safe. Junkrat, who's not going to do anything. And a Wrecking Ball. Let's find out where he went. But anyway, we're not here to shit on your team. We're here to try and give you some positive feedback. So my positive feedback would be, don't leave spawn with this comp. And also, leave spawn faster. You could have been in a position to help this fight. You've turned up late. Okay, unfortunate Bubble. Didn't save the Bastion. But Bubble probably wouldn't have saved them anyway. 200 hit points. That's, you know, one shot from the Hog. So, you're now, because of this comp, if you were Reinhardt here, you could kind of hold this a little bit, but you're having to constantly back off, because you're playing DPS, right? And it's not really by a playstyle choice, it's a compositional choice. With a comp like this, this is 2-2-2 on paper. But really, it's 4 DPS with 2 healers. Hammond is going to be trying to get kills. Like, he's going to be flanking, harassing, diving, like Tracer. But your comp can't really follow up on that. Mercy is the only one with any real mobility. Junkrat is Junkrat, you know? Your comp can't follow Hammond in to secure the team fight there. He just has to get value out of his backline harassment, like a Tracer or a Sombra or a Doomfist, right? Which leaves you standing next to a Bastion. The amount of value you give Bastion is and I don't play a lot of Zarya, so is it every 10 seconds she can use her bubble? Every 10 seconds you can give Bastion 2 seconds of mitigation. It's not enough. Your value needs to come from doing damage. So you're all pretty much together here, I think. Mercy's damage boosting you. Junkrat just fired a bomb in. There's Hanzo.
Now see what I can do.
That point was lost anyway, so you can choose. Excuse me. You can choose when to fight this. There's the Ana nade, for whatever reason. Again, we're not here to shit on Ana. You bubble to get your charge up because that's what you need to be doing because you're playing DPS. And there's Hammond, so you're all together. You're all here. I'm gonna force a team fight in the choke, maybe. They're all over the place. What the hell? Okay, so your Junkrat goes down, supposedly trying to secure a kill. Maybe he got booped. I don't know. He's going to die. Although Mercy did attempt to follow him, but she appears to be back on you now. Right. Yeah, that was what I wanted to point out. When did it start? Right, so you see Hog down there. You hear him hook someone underneath you, and then listen to these footsteps. I'm gonna try to point down here. Listen. He's behind you. You can hear him behind you. You do hear it, but a little bit slow. And it would have been nice to have that bubble, because that's where tank Zarya comes into play, not DPS Zarya. DPS Zarya just wants to keep her charge up. Tank Zarya wants to turn fights around. So you bubbled the Hanzo, who probably... Did he take any charge off that? Went too far. Here's 66, 64, 62, 61... Nope, he did nothing. But it was off cooldown, so whatever. And then boom, would have been great there. That 200 bubble every 10 seconds compared to a Reinhardt shield, which is 2,000. It just doesn't add up. There's again preemptive bubble there. Definitely try and use your bubbles more reactively. Turn an encounter around rather than trying to be psychic about when someone's going to take damage from full health. Wait until they've been damaged, because that's when they're most at risk. There's another full health bubble you did there.
You can't heal without line of sight, my dude.
Another pointless bubble. Good. No communication. If you'd called that out, if you just simply said, "I've got grab," who knows? Maybe their Hammond would have taken the initiative to get a good position for a slam. Maybe your Junkrat would have reloaded and saved his mind that he was going to use somewhere else or whatever. Just tell people when you're a tank. If you're a tank and you're about to use your ult, or you're thinking about using your ult, just tell the team. Give them that information. And then, yeah, you won that fight by playing as DPS. You could have done that as soldier. Curious time to back off when the Junkrat Tower's going in and making some space. The Junkrat Tower is the best tank you've had all game. Oh, burn. I'm just playing. Okay. See, Hammond doing some good harassment there. He's not making space. But the problem is that your comp isn't really set up to capitalize on that space. I'd say if you don't want to play a Reinhardt, there's a lot going on here. But if you don't want to play a Reinhardt with this comp, if you don't want to be the main tank, then assume Winston, not Winston, Hammond. Assume Wrecking Ball is the main tank, and support him a bit better. So you're currently running Hanzo Junkrat, right? They're not going to follow up when Hammond gets all up into a tight space. Maybe gets hooked, needs to get out. You're not mobile enough to go in and help him. You give him the 2-second bubble, that's all he's getting. A D.Va or a Winston, however, could commit to that fight with him. And you could completely turn that fight around. You can commit all of your resources to that fight. As Zarya, you cannot commit all of your resources because you cannot commit your 400 health or your position. Your position is a resource. The further away you get from cover, the more of that resource you're spending.
Far back, I can't get you.
That's more like it.
Your bubble?
Thank you, Zarya.
Right. This is chaos. This is absolute chaos. What's going on here?
Barriers on you. Go. Don't be shy. Hit me.
So Hammond gets some nice air. Gets up in Reinhardt's shit. Reinhardt falls down. Hanzo capitalizes somewhat on that space. Other Hanzo counters. Whatever. Your Hammond gets picked. So you're now... It's now even.
You're too far back, I can't get you.
That's more like it.
This Hog's primed for the killing. I would be focusing that Hog. I would be saying, try to help that Hanzo. Try and get in there. So, yeah, my instinct here is this Hanzo's getting cut off from the team. And if you're trying to play a tank as a tank, this Hanzo's position becomes your responsibility, right? To enable him and protect him. Currently he's in the mines, but they're not going to last forever.
You're too far back, I can't get you.
So they've pushed up around the corner. They're forcing you back because you don't have what it takes to sustain this. You don't have a shield. This Hanzo is low. Healers can't get to him. My instinct here would be to start getting my way over there to body block him. We're also about to get out, so getting both of these tanks in a grab and saving Hanzo's life at the same time, that could turn this fight around. My instinct here is to go forward. Keep using the payload as cover against whoever's down here. But hopefully provide
Thank you, Zarya.
your Hanzo a little bit of space to get out of there. He died on the way out. I mean, and that might have happened anyway, whatever. You've now got your grab, but this fight looks lost. It's probably almost definitely lost. So, Soldier is over here. Soldier. Oh, that's an eraser. Soldier is over there. He's got you in his sights. Your Wrecking Ball's back. He can take some heat here. You can even bubble him, get some free charge off of that. You need to be turning round way before now. The moment you hear "I've," that's it. That's your cue to get up in his face. He's out of position. He can be punished. And at the very least, you can stand in his face, use your personal, which you used your personal, that's part of the battle, but you need to close in that space on him. If you have a soldier, actually let's make Soldier blue, because he kind of wears blue. If you have a soldier like that, and here you are Zarya in the pink, and you have, say, a Mercy, behind you. Or let's not make the Mercy's position so good. You have a Mercy somewhere. You don't know where she is. Question mark. You know she's behind you. Because she's healing you. If that soldier has a sightline to there, that Mercy's dead. She's just going to die, and Anna's not going to keep her up through that, right? Exception maybe of Nano. But if you, as Zarya, get up in his grill, he can only shoot you. When you hear that ult, and several other ults, the first thing you should be thinking as a tank is, can I close that distance safely? The difference here is minimal, because the rest of the team's here, and sorry, I'm mixing graphics now. Oops. The rest of the team is here. Soldier is over here. Whether you're in this position or you move that way doesn't really make an awful lot of difference. So you want to be hearing that ultimate call and getting up in his shit. Cover is also a viable option. Didn't realize he was quite so far away. But this fight is lost. They're spending all the ults. You should not be fighting. And maybe you knew the fight was over and you're like, screw it, I'll just keep fighting anyway. But you had full ult charge. And the main thing I'm concerned about is you didn't call it. I would advise, if you know the fight is over, just get on comms and say, that's over. That's lost. Reset. Regroup. Whatever. Probably not regroup, that's a bit misleading because then your tricklers will come into the fight. Reset. Back up. Whatever. If you know it's over, just get out. They used like 3 or 4 ults. And they were constantly getting picks. Get out of there earlier, you can fight again sooner, have more team fights.
Hanzo, could you please change for more consistent DPS, please?
I mean, sure, whatever. So he switches to fire. Okay. Some synergy. It's not really going to help. I think they're still going to push this pretty effortlessly. You'll maybe stop them with the occasional ult. You've lost 2 picks already. Like, how good? How good? Right here. Right here. Imagine you had a Reinhardt shield right there. The big angry German holding it. Just imagine that for a minute with me. Okay? Oh, that would be so good. I know you're playing Zarya, but you're taking up one of the tank spots. Let's just assume that if you don't play 2-2-2, everyone's going to get triggered and report you for throwing. So you're taking up a tank spot. Your team doesn't have a shield. You need to question, can I be that shield? Yes. Yes, you can.
The underpass.
You are super outnumbered there. That was pretty dangerous. Hammond's gone in from a different angle there. I mean, this disruption could work. A grav might change this here, but again, you should probably call it so your Hammond can slam. That's a decent grav to try and shut down that ult. Yep, there we go. The mines combo.
I got you, Zarya.
Ults are the only thing that are going to win you fights here. These guys are going to win for the most part. Your ults are stopping them from winning faster. That's pretty much it. they've got no fear coming into this. They could shrug off that Hammond Slam and just keep pressing W.
I'm just getting
1-for-1 trade.
Heroes never die.
Out from their side.
Hit me with your best shot.
Reinhardt in your back line. That's another couple of kills there. Oh wow, you're maybe gonna take this fight as well. Although this hog being rezzed is a bit of a problem.
Walk it off. Get in there.
Nice bubble. Nice bubble. That is a bubble that potentially turned that fight around, because that hog hook could have turned it the other way and evened that fight out.
My ultimate is charging.
Thank you.
Ned.
Their time is running out. Push them back.
Oh, they are committed to this. That was a really nice fast grab you got there. Not a great grab itself. Coming with the mines, you got to pick. But meanwhile, this Reinhardt is fucking your backline up. This is why I'm mostly so shocked that you didn't pick Reinhardt, because the things he can do are insane. So you focus on the hog. Reinhardt just walks past both of your tanks. So this is a Reinhardt going up against Anna, Mercy, Farah, Junkrat. Kills your Anna.
Our time is running out.
Which leaves you without heals. It's chain reaction. You guys could have won that fight.
Temporary setback.
With better ult usage, but mostly just by peeling, just by not letting that Reinhardt walk all over you. Good bubble, real good bubble.
Great bubble for that.
That's the kind of fucking bubbles I like to see. Oh, holy shit, are you gonna win this? Well, are you gonna hold?
Heroes never die.
So
Nice.
that bubble could have been all it took, right? Let's go back and look at that bubble. She probably would have had this kill anyway.
A temporary setback.
Coming at you.
Yeah, I mean, those rockets were already in flight. Which, maybe not. I think she would have died about there, right? I mean, Soldier might have lived or died. But that Hanzo, that bubble's the reason that Hanzo died.
Great bubble for that.
And the Farah's still up, so she's still in this fight putting in damage. So that nets you 2, right? If you're in a... And forgive me for being patronizing here, but I'm pretty tired. We got 6v6. If you hadn't bubbled the Farah, and she dies, you're at a disadvantage. But you do bubble the Farah, she doesn't die, and goes on to get another kill. Oops. Now you have advantage, right? So you've not just swayed it by 1, you've swayed it by 2 points. You've gone from down to even to up with 1 bubble. That's about as good as a bubble gets, right? That's about as good as tanking gets. If when you use an ability, you turn a fight around. What I'm thinking, let's pretend you've not picked Zarya yet. I see this, and I see this. This is Distraction City. He's going to be in their backline. Farah is going to be doing aerial superiority, and Widow is going to be forcing them to stay in or out of certain sightlines if they want to deal with her or avoid her, right? all directions. They're getting fucked from all directions by this little 3-stack here. And Mercy's going to have great fun flying between the three of them, right? Mercy synergizes really well with this trio. Which kind of leaves Anna picking up the backline for your team. So again, I gotta wonder why Zarya, when a Reinhardt, as they're looking at all this crazy shit going on up here, you could just be swinging and getting kept up by Anna, and that is a gorgeous comp. So I'm just curious, if you play tank and you play Rein, because you've written it up here, I'm curious why no Rein pick. Also, it's really hard to give you good tank feedback when you're effectively playing a fat DPS. And again, that's not a criticism of your playstyle, it's a compositional thing. The way you have to play as Zarya in this comp is, as a DPS, you're going to be positioning like a soldier pretty much. If your ult charge isn't up, you're not going to be getting an awful lot of value, because the value that you are providing is providing a threat to anyone who comes towards your backline.
They've got an Orisa on top with a Hanzo as well.
See, that's why you shouldn't have turned up late the first time. These kind of callouts are really good.
He's got a Mercy with him for damage movement.
Okay.
I'm even stronger.
1 for 1, but you lost an Anna. But I don't know how much value Anna's going to be given this comp. Anna got rest. So I like the positioning here. I like that you took the high ground. It puts pressure on them. You've got some cover. You've got escape options. I like that. It's how a DPS should position.
Orisa's on.
Yeah, Orisa's maybe overcommitted there, but maybe so have you. Yep. And this is a synergy problem. There's nobody backing up your plays. Mercy tries to res you, but this is purely a synergy thing. If you were Reinhardt, you and Anna could be best friends right now. Mercy has her hands full with this comp. It's a good bubble. Yep. That's...
I'm going to switch to Eva.
Oh, that's excellent. Because I was going to say, you committed to that like a Reinhardt would commit to that fight. You just got up there. You got up in there kind of hoping, well, maybe Anna will keep me up and there's enough going on that I can do some work here. Reinhardt could have been just cleaving. Doesn't care about the shield. You can put pressure on the Moira, you can put pressure on the Diva, pressure on the Hanzo, and then shield up and let Anna top him up. But you switch to Diva.
Can we all just group up and trickling in?
We could really do with a Reinhardt.
There we go. I would like
Thank you, TRYX.
to see you not have to wait until the second half of the match and the third team fight for someone to tell you that we need a Reinhardt.
Orisa low. Barrow top left.
Now, I don't know how your Reinhardt play is, but I think purely based on the comp, you're going to see this just completely turn around. Potato charge. That happens. Okay, you were lucky.
Hanzo left.
Where's your Anna? I really wish your Anna was topping you up right now. Let's watch that again. I think your Anna's alive. You have a doofus. So shield could have been a bit faster with the shield. You can use shield to cancel your melee. It looks kind of like you just waited for the melee to finish its swing before shielding up. The moment you started that swing, you should have just hit right quick.
Hanzo left.
You didn't get lucky. Alright, you've lost a lot of people. But still, good commit. What's your plan here? You're surrounded. Yeah, now your team's back. This team is chaos. You've got Doomfist, Pharah, Wrecking Ball just causing absolute chaos. Which is good, because the benefit of the Rain Shield is that you can kind of dip in and out of combat, right? Alright, again, like the soldier ult we were talking about earlier, the moment you hear that sound effect, you need to react to that as a tank. That's an ult that you can mitigate. And if you don't, it's a big loss for you. Just you don't need to be a perfect ult tracker and know when they're about to happen, but just keep an ear out for those voice lines.
Nano boost is ready to deploy. Group up with me.
High ground was an interesting choice at that corner, so it's got more flair to it. You're maybe used to it from playing D.Va, Zarya, that kind of thing, being able to harass from high ground. But let's just watch this rollout again. First of all, you just had a couple of deaths, but those guys are mobile, whatever, they might catch up. They have a Hanzo who could one-shot either of your supports.
Group up with me.
So you do a flying shield, like good luck for them staying behind that shield. That Hanzo could have just picked one of your supports there, and then this fight might have just been lost. Okay, so now I think you should be thinking about making some space. If don't wait on these guys. I mean, sure, wait on them, but it looks like they're all three of them maybe are looking at the enemy Pharah, which gives you an opportunity to create more space for them. So yeah, you should have pushed forward there. And then they wouldn't have had 6 people focusing Pharah. But whatever. It happened. Alright, so my concern here is that you're full health, you've got full shield, you've got Shatter, you've got an Ana who's pocketing you. This is... and a Mercy! Is that still... No, that's just the Ana heals. But there's a Mercy flying around somewhere as well. And you have a very mobile team. You should be going absolutely ham. But you're just looking at this D.Va. Spin around a little bit and see where everyone else is. So we saw that Pharmacy are up there on the right. D.Va's just used Defense Matrix and probably took some barrage damage. So she's a good target, but let me pull my pen up here. You got Mercy there. You got I think a Hanzo there. Let's think of this from an aerial perspective. Here's the payload. Here's you. And here's D.Va. But over here are some enemies, and over here are some of your teammates trying to come through the choke. You've left this completely open. I would maybe try and force that D.Va to fight me somewhere else. You could push up this way, or you could even just stand on the frickin' payload and hammer it. Like I say, full health, full shield, Shatter. You have and you know, pocket healer. You have a lot of resources here. You have all the resources. You have all your cooldowns. You have 110% Reinhardt ability here, and you're using like 10% by hammering a D.Va over here. Yeah, you'll probably win that fight against the D.Va, but in the meantime, the rest of your team could die, and you'll be like, guys, what's going on? I was killing D.Va, right? Make some space for your team. Don't just try and win the engagement. Try and win the fight.
Barrier's low.
That's out. Ooh, the barrier nearly broke. That was close. Still over shielding. Over shielding. See, Anna wants you to fight. Okay, you got the diva. Now get in there, walk through that shield and shatter everyone. Close. No cigar. Still, I think you might even just win this fight with all the chaos that's going on. That was a YOLO charge, but I like it. I like YOLO. I want to see more of that YOLO. Not just when you've already won the fight. Make that YOLO to win the fight. Your charges need work. In timing and execution. And the best way to do that is just do it more. Do it all the time. Never not charge. And then, you know, you will learn that it's almost always a bad idea, and then you'll stop charging until those key moments that will turn a fight around. It's one of those abilities. It's like the Zarya bubble. It can completely turn a fight around.
Let's get you back in the fight.
The downside is it can go both ways. You not your fight to take, man. Like this Pharah, if she's half as good as Pharah as you are at Reinhardt, half as good, then she's just going to distract you. And neither of you will kill each other. She'll do chip damage to you, you'll get healed back up. But, yeah, you're maybe kind of blocking your team here, but if I wish I could spin your camera around. You're just exposing your ass to put up to 5 other dudes, right? Don't take that fight. Call it out, create a safe space for your team to kill her. Don't just face her. Don't get distracted. That's kind of what she wants to do, is distract you. Could have just followed that straight up. Now, if you'd seen, you're 98%. The moment you land anything, even if you don't, you're about to tick onto it. Almost certainly, once you throw this fire strike, even if it doesn't hit anyone, you're going to have shatter. You could have just gone E and then hold Q and immediately followed up and got these 2 guys with your shatter. Full health, full shield. You've got your charge, and the Orissa's dead. That could have been pretty huge. The Pharah is a problem in the back, but I would say it's not really your problem. Although I am wondering, I've not really seen this Bastion. And I think maybe you don't know there's a Bastion either, because it was a bit of a surprise to me. I think your Bastion, yeah, your Bastion's set up on payload. Getting shot at by an Orisa. Right here, good place to put that rectangle. But you charge away from him instead. You got baited. You won the fight. You won the engagement.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Now your Bastion's taken cover because he didn't have a shield. So now when you're about to get distracted by this Pharah, you could instead have been enabling the Bastion to kill the Pharah. So you're shielding yourself, not Bastion. Wasting a fire strike. You called it out, that's good. Bastion is, I'm still not sure what your Bastion's doing. He got the Orisa kill, but yeah, you left him to die there. You did go for the shatter, which is nice, that's what I wanted to see. Sometimes, as Reinhardt, sometimes, especially when there's a lack of communication and teamwork and synergy going on, sometimes the best thing you can do is just capitalize on distractions elsewhere. Or capitalize on any advantage. They'd lost their Orisa, that gives you the perfect opportunity to get a couple of picks like that. Despite the fact that Pharah was in the backline. But I think you should have been giving your Bastion a bit more love. And enabling him to have killed that Pharah for you, rather than you trying giving up. Still, we've got, it's looking like a fair fight coming up, maybe? It's just picks all over the place. This SR is crazy, man. Too many ults. Too many ults. Good charge.
We still need you.
Seems stressed.
Behind you.
See, I see this a lot. I see this a lot when I play Reinhardt, or when I used to anyway. Shielding just because you don't know what else to do, or where else to be. It's like, I don't know what to do, I'll just shield until I figure that out. I think you need to be more aware that you're doing that. And ask yourself, how did I get into this position in the first place? How did I let my teammates be over there, and the enemy over here, and my shield over here? Your shield needs to be between the two, right? You've now spotted this, so you're kind of focusing on the engagement with the diva again. You're kind of getting sucked into these 1v1s. But you've managed to circle around. They've not capitalized on that lack of space. Your Ana's going into a weird position. Someone's over the other side. That's Wrecking Ball. Yeah, I think you just keep holding left click and you win this. They're giving you so much juicy ult charge right now.
Fire behind.
So yeah, I think there again, your instinct was to shield yourself from the Pharah, not to look and see where your hit scan is. See where your Bastion is, and enable him. So the Pharah is clearly fucking up your backline here, but you're holding the front line. However, this Reinhardt's about to get some free ult charge from you and kill you. Because your team were split, they were distracted, and you were protecting the cart and not your team. The cart's fine, dude. Like, the cart will be there when you come back from spawn. The cart will be there after you win a team fight or after you lose a team fight. The cart's always going to be there. Don't protect the cart.
I will not give up the fight.
So you don't have an Ana, you don't have a Bastion.
But they're pushed really far forwards.
And you don't have a Pharah. Nope, 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 nope. So you come out of spawn. Your Bastion dies, and your Ana dies. You suggest this is a good time to fight. Your Pharah dies. This leaves you, Mercy, and I forget who you... Wrecking Ball. And he's over there already. It's a 3v6. And you've gone for the long sightline charge into a Hanzo who probably has Storm Arrow. He does. That was suicide. You're doing much better than you would have done with Zarya, because you've got some mad sustain here. And your Bastion and Ana actually came back in time. That was lucky. You got lucky, because that could have just been a straight up throw. That could have been a trickle that would have cost your team another 30 seconds. You've got Shatter, you want to use it. Moira's a good choice. Actually, no, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with the Shatter. It's just a bit obvious. And it was when your Mercy was in a shitty position. It's probably not the best time to drop your shield, but whatever. You got the pick. They got the pick on your Mercy. Right, so the table just turned a bit there when that Reinhardt turned up, I think. I can't really see what's going on behind you, but you've lost your Mercy. They've got Diva Hanzo. Hanzo's looks to be chasing one of your team. You've got an Ana with you as well. You're half health. And you've got a Pharah Mercy peppering you. So they've got 3, and you've got 4? Including a Bastion with no shield, and a Wrecking Ball in a tight space. Not ideal, not ideal. They've got Pharmacy synergy going on, you've got Ana Rhine synergy going on. As it stood, pretty fair fight. Then a Reinhardt turns up. He's made this fight tricky, but if your Bastion survives that, this is won. Bastion backs out, Pharah turns up to drop an ult in the nick of time. Bastion dies, Pharah dies. They've kind of won that fight, but 20 seconds left on the clock. Not an awful lot you can do here. I like it. I like the Hail Mary. Too slow, man. Too slow. When you hear that, she's almost got her full voice line out. Justice reigns from above. Someone's already dead. And you're still swinging. And then you shield, again, you shield yourself. And they're throwing all the ults at you.
I will not give up the fight.
I was going to say, where's the Winston come into this? Did your team get on that fucking payload?
The payload is move it out.
I think it'll be a miracle if they bring this back. But I mean, yeah, again, there's mistakes on both sides. So I guess it is what it is. You're at this rank, and these guys are at this rank, so you're all as good as each other at doing this shit. But curious choices. I'm amazed that they held that there. The enemy team could have just completely stomped you if they just snowballed on and picked people off. Winston's a curious switch at this point. I get that he gets you back to the game a little bit faster, but and I do this Winston switch sometimes, but I do it to stall. I stay on the cart. I use the cart as cover. I dance around the cart the same way you dance in, around the edges of your bubble, and I just cleave anyone that comes on it, because in overtime they want to contest. If you're touching the cart, they want to then come and touch it to stop you pushing it, right? So the benefit of Winston versus Ryan at that point is that Winston can drop his bubble on the cart and still put out his nice cleave damage, which isn't as nice as Reinhardt's, but he can put it out. He can also, just to get a bit of extra mitigation, he can dive up in the air while he's reloading, take a little bit of heat off, get a nice aerial view of what's going on, pick his next target. And when he gets his ult, which he'll get pretty quickly as he does his little cart dance, he can then push people off it to clutch before actually winning the team fight. You can just CC everyone off of it. So I like the Winston switch, but you've chosen to go Winston and then dive off of the cart, which in overtime, that's how you C9. And I hate the term C9 as well. It's not looking good. That's not looking good at all. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good game. Was well played. I'm actually impressed. I've never really watched gameplay at this rank before, and you're better than I thought. Everyone was better than I thought, which is kind of enlightening. But yeah, I would say my major points. 1. Composition. Look at it, question what your job is with it, and how you can enable your team. Don't just say, well, I like playing Zarya on this map, or I like playing Zarya right now, so I'm just going to play Zarya. Sometimes that'll pay off, but you want to climb? This is a big part of the game. As you start getting matched with people that are at your skill level, you need to start broadening your skill set, and this is one of those skills, which is, regardless of how fast you can move your mouse and how well you can flick and click and how well you can track ults, simply just having the right people doing those things is going to give you a big boon. Number 2. I guess in chronological order. Abilities with intent. A lot of your bubbles you were doing preemptively, you seemed you were doing them just when they were off cooldown, but not for a reason. Same goes with your shield, same goes with your charge. Which, I guess, as we elaborate on that, brings us to 3. Be aware of your team. So a lot of the time with Reinhardt, there was you, and there was the enemy. And that's fine. That's how you want to be. You don't want to be standing with your shield up and have an enemy behind you. That's bad. This is good. However, there's another dimension to that, where there's you, there's your shield, there's the enemy, but you need to question where your teammates are. If they're here, this is not good. Being a tank isn't just about keeping yourself alive until you're ready to make your next play. It's about creating a safe space for your team, where they don't have the ability to right click and pull their shield up like this. And you were doing that. You were doing that well. You were committing with your health, for the most part, putting some damage out. As you got critical, you hit right click, you pull your shield up, you let your healers top you up. Perfect. Good rhythm. Let your team get in on that. They don't have that right click. Give them that space. Even if they don't even have to be behind your shield, they can just be behind you. Sure, you can say, well, if they're not behind me, that's their fault, but that's just not how it plays out. You need to get in a position that is helpful for them. And if they're already in a position that is unfavorable, and you can move in and help, you should be doing so. I'd say those are the big ones. And sidebar of maybe watching the kill feed a bit better. It fucking paid off when you charged into a Sonic Hanzo when you had lost 3 of your team. But if you want to climb, you will be punished for that at higher ranks. You will be punished. And you cannot be making plays like that. Yeah, just be careful with that kind of thing. I think that's possibly why a lot of people get kind of stuck in a rank, because half the shit they do, or all the shit they do, they still win half the time because everyone else is doing that stuff as well. It's the players that don't do that, and the players that do punish that you're not gonna see again, because they're gonna be climbing, they're gonna be winning more, losing less, and they're gonna rank up and leave you behind. So yeah, apologies for the rambling, but I hope that was useful, and please do give me feedback. This was my first VOD, so I would quite like some feedback myself on how useful it was. I'm sure sure there's a lot of rambling. But anyway, thanks. Bye bye.